All right. Labor rights of Central St. James. I want to hear you tonight because this is your night. Labor rights of Central St. James. All right. You know, because Central St. James is a special constituency. And Central St. James, I hear a man say, it was cut for them. But them don't understand that St. James Central is a little piece of me. It's a little piece of Horace, and it's a little piece of Marlene, and it's the strongest little piece of us that exists in the place, and no divvy can. So tonight, with my leadership in place, the best general secretary in the history of politics in Jamaica, I want you to know that him not win one time, him not win two times, him is now going to make the record of winning 3 times in a row, and that will be the only GSEC in Jamaica's history to win 3 elections back to back.
Walk like a champion, talk like a champion. What a piece of money, girl.
And if you believe that anything can touch any one of us in St. James, you make a sad mistake. Marlene Malahou Ford, 3 terms coming down the pipe. Tell them.
Tell me where you get it from. Knock on your entrance. Ram pa pa pam pam. Can't let me in the where you are waiting. Walk like a champion. Talk like a champion. What a piece of money.
Oi. I want them to know that South has their moment of redemption. And they got redeemed in 2020. And they're singing a new song. And they say to us, never again, never again, champion, never
champion,
again.
Champion, 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 champion. Everybody knows it.
I'm not talking about me tonight. And I'm not talking about Dr. Chang tonight. Because we are we. And anything that comes beside us is weeble. You want to know? Let me say something to you tonight. No political party has had 2 representatives side by side that win 5 straight terms back to back. And them things are we done? Because quietly we are saying we too are nurturing the future of St. James. And the future of St. James is in the hands. And the future of St. James is in the hands of young mayor of the parish. This is the future. The future of St. James is in the hands. I want them to know that when we won St. James for the first time in 40 years, because the last time we had won was 1980. And when we took St. James in 2002, P.J. Patterson said a dagger has been put to his heart. 23 years afterwards, him come to Montego Bay, and when him go home afterwards, we're not going to say anymore. I like him. He's a nice guy. So I won't say anymore. Because I just want to remind him, to go in peace is a wonderful thing. It's a terrible thing to go in pieces. So leave St. James alone and make we stay green, because it's a long journey and it's plenty more green than going to see, because we ain't going nowhere. We have built a parish. We have worked this parish. We have given to our workers a place. We have built foundations and superstructures, and we are in a position to continue the building, and we don't want to change the course. We are going to continue to build this parish. And so workers, I told the DPM, I'm talking for 5 minutes tonight, and I'm not supposed to talk long, because I just finished something that say if I talk too long, I might just, and we want to be good all the way through till when bell ring and school call. But I want to say to you, no two members of parliament have built together an entire parish the way that Horace Chang and myself has built this parish of St. James. No question about it. And we have a lot more to come. And I would tell you tonight, the reason for a third term. A third term is not about a promise or a wish. A third term is not about some guy who has an idea, but he doesn't know how to implement it. A third term must come when you are sure that after you have made that decision, your growth will continue, your development will continue, and your life will be enriched. And look around in St. James, what we're doing. When we started out here, we had nothing in the parish. We have built the BPO industry that employs over 25,000 people in this parish. We have built tourism like you have never seen it before. You can't drive about the airport these days. The whole place clog up. You can't pass anywhere on a weekend because the whole place clog up. People are quarrel. Them out to make us, Horace, persona non grata. And we say those are big Latin phrases that we don't even understand. But them say we have to tell you don't come back. Because the way that you guys have been building this place, we soon don't have anywhere to walk. We soon don't have anywhere to drive. And I want to say something to the small operators in tourism tonight. We are committed to you. And in the 8 years since 2016, when Dr. Andrew Michael Holness became Prime Minister, we have increased the number of small operators of minibus and small operators of taxis up to 6,711 of you all across the country. No government has done that. We have put $200 million in Jamaica National Small Business that on lend to you, the small operators, up to $3,000 to $5,000. Sorry, $3 to $5 million at a rate of 3 to 5% interest. And when COVID come, we take off the interest at the time being, and we remove the ability of the people to put you under pressure by saying, let us give you an amnesty so that when we bring back the business, you'll be able to start paying again. And did we bring back the business? We bring back the business in record time. And when we said we wanted to make 5 million visitors in 5 years and earn $5 billion, everybody said that is fairy talk. But even with COVID, 2 years of nothing, we still are on target with 4.3 million visitors last year, $4.5 billion of earning. I tell you, 4 by 4 by 4 on the way to 5 by 5 by 5. That is why we want the third term, because we want to take you to 5 by 5 by 5.
Zion train is coming our way. Zion train is coming.
We want to get the third term because we are building more houses in St. James. And we challenge the opposition in all their talk about building house, because in their time is not house them build. What they build were walls all over the place. There were walls and walls and walls. We, under this Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, has built houses for the people of Jamaica, and we build houses for poor people. No Prime Minister has been across Jamaica handing out nice, decent, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 1-bedroom, concrete house to poor people who couldn't afford it. None has ever done it beside Andrew Holness. And that is why you have to get a third term, so more houses can be provided. On the 10th of April, we break ground in Bartlett Hall for 1,500 houses for the workers of the tourism industry. No other government has ever sought to provide housing for the workers of the tourism industry. And after that, we have 500 more. And we're building 4,000 rooms in St. James. 20,000 new workers we are going to have. That is why we want to have a third term. The progress that we have made must not be stopped. These guys have no ideas of anything but power. And we know the good book says, power corrupts. And ultimate power corrupts ultimately. And all the PNP want is power to corrupt. And ultimately, to have you back to where you were in the 70s, when there was no food on the shelf, and when Carinza tell you, you had to be selling toothpaste by the squeeze. And they marry everything. Ladies, you remember that? They marry everything. One thing you can be assured of, as I close, is that the reason for a third term is that we have taken the debt that Jamaica owes from 135% of our GDP down now to 68%, and we want to go to below 60. That is why we want a third term. And what that means is that now, when we get to 60, you will have 40 cents out of the dollar to fix road to fix hospital, to make more school, to provide more path program, and to bring more benefits to the people of Jamaica. That is why we want a third term. So workers, we are sending you out from here tonight, challenged and equipped with information and data to tell your neighbor why we must get a third term.
Labour Party marching on to victory.
And just for you to appreciate that there is no future for Jamaica under the PNP. You know what they did in the 70s. You know what they did in the 90s. And you know what we have done since 2016 in particular. We grow the economy. We reduce unemployment. The lowest it has been in the history of Jamaica, 3.5%. And we want to get it better. That is why we have to get a third term.
Labour Party marching, Labour Party marching on to...
So, I close by saying to you all, East Central, Northwest, West Central, Southern, and the good constituency of Central, St. James will all be in the column of the Jamaica Labour Party because we say no change in St. James. We say forward St. James into prosperity, into growth, into development. You are in good hands because we say Jamaica.